I'm a special one.
Decide I was right.
Hello and welcome back to OmniFoot TV. This is your host Omar speaking, and tonight's video is going to be a reaction to the news that's been coming up about Chelsea. And I'm going to start this off by just saying how absolutely pivotal, crucial, vital, important, just any other word I can use under the sun to describe the victory over Newcastle. That was not just one win. Looking at the game as it was being played, looking at the fans in the stands, watching the manager's reaction at full time, looking at these players and wondering how the hell they've managed to keep it together despite facing more uncertainty than I think any other club has in recent memory. And I'd like to be proven wrong on that one. I mean, I'd like to actually be proven wrong where someone just shows up and be like, hey dude, my club went through so-and-so and it was actually a lot worse, and because this just feels horrible, man. Not just as a Chelsea fan, I mean as a neutral as well. You have to feel for the fans. Being a fan, I know how they feel, but feeling for the staff who are still unsure about whether or not they're actually going to keep getting paid. And you look at the atmosphere at the bridge, and that goal blew the roof off the place. Figuratively speaking. I know there is no roof. And as soon as the final whistle blew, you could tell that there was so much euphoria. Tuchel was genuinely relieved. I don't even know what you could tell your players after a game like that. Or before. Let alone halfway through. And now, off they go to face Lille on Wednesday in the Champions League, knowing that they could fairly well not even be able to afford to get there. And Thomas Tuchel apparently said that he'd drive a 7-seater to get them to the stadium. These are some tough times, man. But on that note, I can't help but genuinely admire, respect, and adore Thomas Tuchel for everything he's done. He hasn't even been at the club for 2 years, and it's obvious that we can tell who the people who are going to stand alongside you are when things get difficult. And we've seen many managers come and go. But something about the way Tuchel is actually dealing with this situation is both honorable and admirable. It's really courageous of the guy to keep everything under so much composure. And Lord knows what he's thinking, on a personal level. Whereas, the media has been slandering Chelsea fans, the staff at the club, the players, the manager, and everyone else in between. It's been quite disgraceful, biased in the worst way possible. And in my humble opinion, what's going on at the club right now genuinely has nothing to do with Ukraine. Just following up on what I've said from the last video. And that's the only thing I'll say in that regard. However, with the bid that's just come in by the Saudi media group, worth a reported £2.7 billion. Or is it euros? I can't really remember which currency it was in, but Jesus Christ, that's one huge number. Most people don't see that kind of money in 3 lifetimes. Not to say they live 3, but Jesus. It's also worth noting that, apart from the money, which really isn't that important to me at this point, the man actually loves the club. The owner of the Saudi media group is a genuine Chelsea supporter. He's a season ticket holder. His children are supporters. They go to games regularly, as far as I've seen via social media. And he has no government ties, apparently. I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. Again, not willing to get political. But that kind of bodes well. However, they say that because of his because he is Saudi Arabian, and because there could be some shade in that regard, those closest to the club deem that the deal would be difficult to go through. Now, the Premier League has actually sanctioned, takeovers much more controversial than this in the past. I mean, if they think Roman's takeover of Chelsea was controversial, I mean, just look at Newcastle. On a objective basis, I genuinely wouldn't care who would take over. On an objective basis, apart from me being a Chelsea fan, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily care what the background of this person is. If you're from God knows where, I don't think it matters. As a fan, though, it would be pretty good if it were SMG. It would be good to have someone who loves the club, take over, take the reins forward. And at the same time, it would be good to stick it to the Premier League, because the hypocrisy is really stinking the room up. And I'm well aware that it isn't me. So, if that does actually happen, then I have a lot of reasons to celebrate. If it doesn't, then at the same time, I just hope someone who's actually willing to, keep the club at the level it is at and do better takes over. This whole ordeal has been genuinely exhausting for me as a Chelsea fan. I personally never thought that I would read or hear or have to think about the possibility of my club being liquidated. I'm still processing all this, to be fair. And I believe it will end soon. On good terms. I think the best we can do as fans is be as optimistic as humanly possible. Present ourselves in the best manner possible. And at the same time, not let the situation get the best of us. Because when it does, then they'll have something to pin on us. And you have to be a little wiser than that. And that's it for today's video. I'm going to try and do daily videos again. It's been a bit difficult to do that the past while, but I'm getting the hang of it again. Thank you for watching. If you agree or disagree with anything I've said and you would like to voice your opinions, the comment section is open to everyone. I genuinely welcome discourse of any kind, as long as it's respectful. We're not immature here. If you like the video, please like and follow the channel for more. I've got a lot of content coming in the next couple of weeks and months. And the links to all of our social media accounts will be in the description below, including all of the links to our Arabic content. We have an Arabic YouTube channel, and our Facebook page is specifically made for all of our Arabic viewers. And that's it for today. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you next time the whistle blows. Cheers.